everybody, Rabia Sutton. I wanted to talk to you guys today about how critical it is to have a team around you as you are starting, growing, maintaining a business. And this topic for me is something that has been elusive for a while. I've had the business for about a little over 8 years, and for a long time in the back office, meaning like making all the executive decisions and doing a lot of the administrative actions, it was just me. And it was brutal. Because I was, not only trying to deliver and run the business and work on the business, not in the business, but also because I had, no one else to talk to about what was going on except for, my family when they would indulge me. And obviously I have other, colleagues that I could talk to, but still nobody who is full-time in the business. And then because there are just things that I am not good at, there are things that I don't like, there are things that I am good at and don't like, and that are not a good use of my time because my genius is better served elsewhere. And so it took me, a number of years, and I feel like we just hit our stride in the last 6 months, hiring like 4 people in the back office, in the fourth quarter of last calendar year, 2018. And now, 2 or 3 more people first quarter of 2019. And so it's very exciting to have the support, to have, other people around who can manage these roles and, give input and things that actions that I can delegate, and more importantly, redirect things that are on my plate that I am either good at but don't want to do, or am really bad at and don't want to do. And so, having a team, whether that's small or large, around you to work together, work with you, is, you have to have it. Nobody can do this journey alone. And it's just really nice to be able to count on other people and know that they see your vision and want to execute it as badly as you do. And, obviously you're going to hire some people and they're not going to be a good fit and you're not going to know it right away. But, it's okay. That happens. You figure it out. You get rid of them. You part ways amicably. And then you find the rock star that's going to join your team and really give you a leg up. This is super important. And I've had a lot of conversations with folks about this in the last couple of weeks, including today. And people who, and I, have definitely been a purveyor of this, having, people who you like, who you have some loyalty to in your inner circle, yet they are not giving you the same amount of loyalty and respect necessarily that you're giving them. And having a hard time, communicating those things and knowing it's hurting your business. And this isn't just a female thing. This happens with men as well. The person I was talking to today is a guy. And, just having somebody basically who's supposed to, be at partnership status, who is absolutely not engaged and not doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. And as a result, your business is not growing at the speed that it can be, or it's totally destabilized or just stagnant because of those kind of things. And, why would anybody ever do that? There's a myriad of reasons, again, but I feel like the loyalty, not being given the tools as a kid growing up, to have these conflict conversations with people when things happen. And so even though it's hurting your business, it is more painful for you to have a conversation with somebody about them not doing what they said they were going to do and showing up for you the way they need to, than it is for you to let them continue to have a negative impact on your business. And then obviously at some point you're either going to close your business because it's going to have so much of an impact that you can't survive, or the pain is going to be enough and you're going to have that conversation. But I think it, a lot of times it boils down to people not having the tools to articulate something and realize it doesn't have to be, this huge thing. It doesn't have to be contentious. There doesn't have to be conflict. It doesn't have to get nasty. But if this is your business and this is one of your top priorities, that you can't let other people come in and destabilize you, especially if you're giving them, all of these things and they are not doing anything for you. I see this with my kids. I see it with my godkids, their friends. I, remember it growing up with, just having relationships and knowing what you're willing to do or not, and not sacrificing yourself, your happiness, your goals, because somebody else can't, live with integrity and do what they said they were going to do. And it's not about you judging them. It really isn't about them at all. It's about you putting a boundary up and not letting somebody come in and derail your dream. So, there are absolutely going to be times where people don't work out, but that is not a reason to not seek help and ensure that you are building a team of rock stars that can help you take your business to the next level. And I think on that note, let's talk about family members. Working with family and friends. I have worked with family and friends. I continue to work with people who I've been friends with or who I've been colleagues with in different capacities. I am, continuing to, I'm bringing on my husband, Jason, and my sister in the next month to help with the things that I know they're great at, that I know I suck at. And people are like, oh my God, are you guys going to be able to be husband and wife and not fight? And what about your sister? And it's literally not even a concern. I'm so clear on the things that I do well, and and more importantly, the things that I want to spend my time on, and the things that fill me up and make me happy, and the things that don't, that I want to, there is literally a line in my mind. If it's not these 5 things, I'm not doing it, right? Which is why I'm enabling the business, myself, and the rest of the team to have access to people who naturally those things that I'm bad at or I don't want to spend my time at become the thing that they're great at. Or it is the thing that they're great at, innately. And so, I've talked about this a little bit before, but I hate managing people. I don't like I am not a good fit in that position, and it has nothing to do with them. It has to do with me. I know most people require a bit of nurturing. It's not that I'm not a nurturing person, but I am much happier in a role of strategy, solving problems, and making deals. I don't want to spend my time remembering that it is your birthday, remembering that, you have something going on. There are other people who this is innately what they love to do. And it's not that I don't care that, somebody I work with birthday or that they have, something going on personally in their life or business, whatever. I want them to be able to talk to somebody, but I am not the right person. And I know that, and I own it. And I'm unapologetic about it. And so I am, we've brought in a full-time coach to work with, the executive staff on, personal and professional topics that are obviously affecting the business and will continue to affect the business. And so, I'm enabling the employee development, professional development in that way, but not coming directly from me. And quite frankly, I just don't have the time. The people who have hundreds and hundreds of employees, I don't know how they're doing it today. We only have 25, and I already don't have the capacity. And so I know it's important, and I know that I'm not the best one to deliver that. And so bringing people on to the staff who are better suited. It's a natural thing for them. They like that aspect of, peopling and managing people is the remedy for me to ensure that everybody's taken care of. So, the other kind of notion about like everybody has to be good at everything, or that when you start a business, you're going to know, the business side as well as like whatever it is, the subject matter is that you are building the business around, whether it's a technical function or a creative function or whatever. And also you're going to know the business, and then you're expected to know all the people that you need. No, you're not. You're absolutely not. You're going to start with whatever it is you're going to sell, and you're going to ask, get help, get mentorship. There's plenty of services out there that can take care of the back office stuff, like, payroll and HR, the contracts piece, legal piece, that you could outsource that to. And we've done that for many years. Then there's, the other piece of it where maybe you have a great business mind, you know how to do all of those things and make the deals, but you're not sure what you're going to sell, which was more of how I was. And that's fine. I figured it out along the way, right? It was always in front of my face the entire time. I was just resistant to it. And now I'm not, and everything's going much better. But it's ludicrous to think that you're going to know everything, and you're going to know all of the things that you need and all the people that you need and where to find them. You're not. But the universe, God, whoever, whatever you believe in, will figure it out. You will attract it to yourself. You'll ask, you'll put it out there, you'll be open, and it will come along. That is not a reason not to go. That is not a reason, not to start your business or to maintain your business. Those things will come, but if you have some parasitic energy in your business where a person or entity is not holding up their end of the bargain, is sabotaging your progress, you got to get rid of that before you can bring something positive in. And I just I've seen it too much. I've done it myself, relying on other people too much can also be a detriment. And so you've got to you got to know what you're willing to give up or not. The question of equity comes up a lot. People who've been employees for a long time and then come over to a small business, for whatever reason, think that they should be able to get equity when that's not something they would have ever asked their former employers who were a large business. And I don't know, what the notion is, and a lot of people think that their contributions are way more than it is. And then there's other times where, you've had somebody there with you from the beginning and they've helped you grow significantly and they have your back and they're super loyal. And there are plenty of businesses like that who have that person and they don't offer them equity and they don't, do something more for them and they could. And I think in both scenarios, that's something to look at. I can't judge. I don't, know everybody's circumstances, but there are certainly, opportunities for everyone. But the equity conversation is something that happens a lot, especially in small businesses, and people don't know what to do. And so I just was talking to somebody the other day, and from my perspective, I've had this conversation too. Said I would consider it, and people have gotten upset when we've had the conversation later. And I basically said, I'm not in a position to do it. I'm not ready to do it. And I don't have anything, the company's not worth anything right now. Right. And so now I'm just firm with everybody. Like, don't ask me. It's not up for debate. And I think that, there needs to be a compelling reason why you give somebody equity, and especially after you've been running the business for years. If you're starting together and you're partners, that's a different scenario. But again, great you just need to have team members who can help you. And, sometimes that starts off as getting somebody just part-time who's willing to help you, nights and weekends, and that's all you can afford, and that's fine. But training yourself around that, and then knowing what your pension is for managing people is a huge thing. I think a lot of times and certainly I've managed people in my career before, but I never liked it. It was just what was expected. If you wanted to continue to climb the corporate ladder, you needed to manage a budget, you needed to manage people. But there was rarely training given. And if that is not something that it just comes to you naturally, obviously you don't have those tools in your toolkit, and it can become super frustrating. Because you may not know what is motivating people. You may not know, the people that you get may be upset because they wanted your job. They applied for your job. Like, there are a myriad of reasons. But I would just say you really need to know what you're interested in doing, what you're willing to spend your time on, where you're the happiest when you're doing things, and be very clear. And at first, all of that may be irrelevant because you have to do everything because you're just starting. But eventually it will become relevant, and you need to have spent some time figuring that out. So yeah, that is my thoughts on why it's critical to have a team, and not just a team, but a team of rock stars who are there and going to help build the culture that you want for your company, and that have, share some of the same characteristics that you have and that you've tried to instill in the company. And, you guys go off into the sunset and rock it out together. So thanks for listening, watching. I am Rabia Sutton. Take care.